Okay, if you can hear the beeping in the background, it is OPK testing time again. I'm now on cycle day 7. Which I will more than likely get a low. Same thing as yesterday. Flashes test day. You get your stick out. Be careful when you're opening these because the absorbent tip, make sure that you feel the package, because you don't want to accidentally cut the tip of, the thing that absorbs your urine. That would not be good. These things are not cheap. Just like yesterday, I already have a urine sample ready. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know. I went ahead and changed my shirt because I saw how absolutely dreadful I looked. But I'm not going to make this channel, this is exactly how my life is. I'm not going to make it try to look any more glamorous, or anything that my life isn't. You can hear my kid in the background. You can see me struggling with her, just to try to get this video done. This is my day-to-day life, and I don't want to do a journey vlog that makes my life look like something that it's not. I look a hot mess. My hair, this is crazy. This is the makeup I had on, yesterday. I didn't even wash my face before I went to bed. I look awful, but, this is my life. And, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and it's hard sometimes, just to get everything done, and then trying to conceive on top of that, just makes everything that much more frustrating and harder because it's so much. You're gonna have to excuse me for a second. I will pause this and come back. Okay, I'm back. Telemarketer, of course. It wasn't somebody important. Why would anybody important ever call me? Okay, so we have this clicking or beeping telling me it's time to test. I have my toddler bringing me every toy in the house and throwing it at my feet. And I, at the moment, am unscrewing a cup of urine, hoping that my toddler doesn't decide to grab my desk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That is dipped. And with these sticks, especially if you have bought them and they are a little bit expired, after you dip them, you want to make sure that you start seeing the dye run across. And if you don't, re-dip it for a few more seconds, because well, I've got it backwards to you guys, but I'm just barely, okay, there it goes. It's starting to run across now, so I'm actually not going to re-dip it, but I have had to re-dip it for 2 or 3 more seconds before, to make sure that there was enough urine on the stick. Now, as soon as you start seeing that dye run across, you can turn on your machine by pressing the little button, and then enter in your PIN if you have chosen to do so. As soon as the test day screen comes up, flip it up, right there where that little hole is, where you always want this little slanted part pointed down, and you're just going to slide that into the machine until you hear it snap like that, and then it's going to start identifying test. I'm going to set that down, and as you can see, it identified it as the proper test that goes in here, because there are other sticks that will fit in here, and they allow you to do a pregnancy test. So I'm just going to set that down and allow it to do its thing. At the same time, I'm going to show you, because I've been using my other monitor, my other Clearview monitor, at the same time, that when I turned this one on this morning, it says cycle day 7, low fertility, because it knows that I more than likely am not going to have a estrogen or LH surge anytime, at least not today, and it's not going to ask me for a stick to have me waste any of them. So I can go ahead and turn this back off and just put it up and wait till tomorrow. It probably won't start asking me for sticks until like cycle day 9. Then we just wait for the other monitor to read my test. I'm pretty sure that it will say low, though. Now, I actually, in the meantime, want to give a shout out to a friend of mine that if you're not already a member of some type of trying to conceive online forum, I really suggest that you do that. It helps pass the time. I know for me, the first 2-week waiting to ovulate is probably the most brutal on me, just because my cycles have been so irregular these past few months that my last cycle, I had to wait 35 days until I ovulated. You know, most women are ovulating between day like 11 and 16. So, you know, I had to wait double the time of someone with a normal cycle. That one, oh God, that cycle was brutal on me. And then for it to end in a big fat negative, oh my God. I'm a member of babyandbump.com. They have a trying to conceive pregnancy and a mom like forum board on there. So there's, you know, 3 different areas that you can kind of jump in, and they have each section you know, sectioned off for they have like just regular trying to conceive your first, trying to conceive with infertility, secondary infertility, trying to conceive after a loss, and then of course all of the pregnancy forums, first, second, and third try, high risk pregnancies, pregnancy after a loss, and then you have your parenting forums that are divided into age groups, and you know, you can just jump around, and you know, a lot of women fit into a lot of the categories, and Baby and Bump, I have went to use several of the Trying to Conceive forums, and Baby and Bump is the only one that I have actually stuck with because, and not to, you know, hate on any of the other forums, but the ladies that are on Baby and Bump are just phenomenal. The forum consists of a lot of women from the UK, and also in the United States, but I just find that the women there are a lot nicer, they're more supportive, there's no cattiness, no, you know, just drama and nastiness to deal with over there. I actually made a new friend recently. Her screen name is Blue Moon Bubba, and she lives in Australia, and she actually sent me a package that I got in the mail today that I'm kind of excited about because over there, which they do not do here in the US, they actually sell boxes of first response pregnancy tests in counts of seven count. And she mailed these to me as a gift during my last cycle because it was so long, because we really thought that I was going to get a big fat positive, and I was all out of pregnancy tests, and she felt bad for me. So thank you very much for doing that, and I definitely will use them, some of them this cycle. Hopefully I won't need to use too many of them. It's hopefully the first or second one that I use will tell me that I have a big fat positive. But she also sent me a big handful of these cheapy pregnancy tests that we all know, if you're hardcore trying to conceive, that you need lots of these, because in that 2-week wait, you're going to start testing for pregnancy before it's even possible to get a second line on a pregnancy test, just because you can't help yourself and you're bored. So thank you for these, and these will definitely get used. Now my clear blue, actually, again, another thank you to Blue Moon Bubba. Thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate that. That was really incredibly sweet of you. And they definitely will get use. And I hope that I'm able to do something to repay you very soon. That's the only word that she knows how to say right now is what. So, thank you very much for that. I truly appreciate it, and you really didn't have to do that. That was so sweet of you. I'm absolutely floored that you did that for me. It truly touched me. Thank you. But to get back to what we started, this video about, okay, you guys, she has a dirty diaper. I'm gonna have to pause this and go change her diaper. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back now. She has a clean diaper, a bottle of juice, and a snack, and is watching a cartoon. So hopefully we will not be disturbed again. But you never know with a toddler. My monitor quit flashing, indicating that it was done with the test a while ago. I'm going to turn it back on. It's going to ask me to remove the stick because one has been left in the monitor. And then as it's going to ask me to enter in my PIN. I enter in that PIN. And then I'm going to see if I can, when I click OK, it's going to come up and it says low, which pretty much knew it was going to say that. At the top of it, it says, do not forget to test on day 8, which basically these monitors have you test for until you get a peak, or for 20 days, whichever comes first. So if you have a really irregular cycle, it's really difficult to use these. My last cycle that lasted 59 days, when I went to reset this to tell it that I had started a new cycle, it actually told me to refer to my user's manual because my last cycle was too long, and it basically gave me the boot, telling me that my cycles were too long and irregular, and that it couldn't handle the irregularity of my cycles. So I'm looking into some other options because I do like the monitors. If anybody has any ideas on what to use when you have an irregular cycle, I really love this monitor, but I wish it had more features. I use a app called Fertility Friend to track my basal body temperature and all of my secondary fertility signs, and I wish that they would have thought about that when they were making this monitor, because if I go to the calendar on here, which it looks like that. I'm really sorry, this is horrible. And then click on a day. The only information that you can add to it, the heart means that you baby danced, and these droplets mean that you were on your period, and it has 3 different levels of flow that you can pick from, and that's it. That's all that you can put in here, and I really don't like that, because that's not all that there is when it comes to your fertility. I wish that they would have made it to where they had a thermometer that came with it that maybe had Bluetooth enabled in it, like the Kendara Wink basal body thermometer does, where it automatically uploads it to your chart. But even if they didn't make a thermometer that went with it, they could have at least made it to where you could have put your basal body temperature in there each day, and where it would make a graph for you. Something that I also thought would have been really neat if they had thought of it, because it's tracking your individual hormone levels each day. It actually could come up with a graph throughout the month of what your hormones are actually doing from beginning to end. But they don't let you test every day of your cycle. So with the limited amount of test days and the limited amount of information that you can put into this monitor, I really think that they are really lacking a lot in this monitor that they could have done with it. This thing could have been so cool. If you were able to track your cervical mucus and your cervical position, and it had built inside of it a, you know, graph like what they have on Fertility Friend or Glow or Candera. You know, all of that could have been inside this machine where you just had a one-stop shop, and they didn't do that. All they did was, you know, it tracks your estrogen and LH and whether or not you're on your period or you had sex. So that's a little bit disappointing. I was really excited when I bought this monitor, and I didn't realize that it was so limited in what you could actually put in it. With that said, this is what my stick looks like today. Let's see. This one was yesterday's. If you can see those. So negligible LH, and from what I can see, it doesn't look like my estrogen is doing very much of anything right now, but it's still early in my cycle, so we'll see what happens with that. I actually did want to let you guys know that every cycle that I start, I have a cute little Sharpie, and on these little fertility sticks, I write the cycle day. And the date, and what the reading was. And then I have a little like business card book that has like the clear little inserts in it that I actually stick these sticks into in order so that I can watch what is happening with everything, and in hopes that I keep all the sticks, all of my OPKs, from a successful cycle. At the end of the cycle, if it's a big fat negative cycle, I just, you know, get rid of it all and start from scratch again. But I do like to keep them while I'm still in the same cycle to refer back to things, and I just I like to keep track of things and keep it all while I'm in that cycle. And I guess that's about it for this live OPK video that has went way over. But if this was helpful to you at all, or you just enjoy watching my channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe down below. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below as well. I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. And I will see you guys again very soon, because I'm going to be recording a few more videos today of a little bit of background about myself and my family, and some basics on fertility charting. So thank you guys for watching, and like and subscribe down below. Thank you. I hope you guys have a great day.